Hey, folks, welcome back to episode 3 of the CGT podcast. How are we doing there, Rob?
Good. How about yourself, Tom?
Good, man. Just enjoying another week, getting ready for a massive guest coming on. How about
Yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah, tonight's there's a little bit of a different buzz in the air tonight for Mr. Ryan French coming on in a little bit here. I know both you and I follow him on Twitter. I'm kind of a shady fanboy of his. I've been following him for a while. I think he's unbelievably hilarious.
Oh, it's a great follow.
I don't think he tries to be either. He's just like naturally pretty funny, kind of sarcastic in some ways, but his humor is awesome. It's kind of dry. It's awesome. But
Yep.
Yeah, there's a different buzz. We got some rain coming down, so there's just I feel a little bit more alive tonight.
A little fresh air.
Fresh. What'd you think of the Zoe?
I didn't get to watch much of it.
Yeah, either did I. I caught a little bit of the end, and then honestly, I didn't even watch the final.
No, I just saw some of the highlights. Saw him eagle 18. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean Hideki is just so good, dude.
Yeah, it's so hard to the time zone, the time difference, and waking up and missing most of it. So
true. I'm kind of off and on Hideki. Like, a couple years ago, I'm like, dude, this guy is going to be, I think he had like the Colin Morikawa trajectory like early on, and then he kind of faded for a little bit, but then obviously he won the Masters. But I mean, the guy gets so upset when he is like 8 yards left of the pin. It's
the one-handed swings are awesome, or the one-handed follow throughs, I should say.
Yeah.
And they end up like what, 10, 15 feet from the pin anyways.
Yeah. I mean, it's almost frustrating to see it, because as soon as he does it, you're like, oh my God, this thing's, a fairway over. And it's literally 8 feet left of the pin. It's like, what are you upset about? But I guess when you're that dialed in, rightfully so.
Right.
I guess it's a little different than us.
Right. My one-handed follow through is usually just 10-yard off the tee.
Yeah. A little topper to start the day.
Yep.
Yeah. Those are never fun, man. The worst I think is going off cold. Like no range, no nothing.
Oh yeah, but you're a big range guy, aren't you?
I mean, so I just don't get how people aren't.
Well, I feel like you either have it or you don't. So
yeah, but like when you go play basketball in a Wednesday night league, do you just show up and your first shot is during the game?
No, I break my foot and never play again.
Well, or that happens. But you know what I'm saying? Like,
oh yeah.
You typically warm up. You warm up doing anything you do. I just for me, it's more of just getting loose. Like my back, my legs. Like I don't feel loose if I don't hit the range or stretch before playing. I won't be loose until like the 13th or 14th hole. And then I start to get pissed off because then I start playing well and I'm like, all right, well, I want to play another 18.
Yeah, no, I get it.
Yeah. Speaking of playing, did you get out this past weekend?
I did not. I think I'm for outside, I'm done.
Yeah. I think I'm going to try to get out one last time this Saturday. And the course is to be determined. We're trying to fit in a potential 2022 course, but
Saturday's supposed to be nice, isn't it? Or no, Sunday's supposed to be really good. Nice out though too.
Yeah, it kind of flip-flopped on us from Saturday to Sunday, and we're looking at maybe a little bit of rain, so we might stay local, but I'd like to get out to a potential west side or north side course. So
there you go.
Yeah.
How did Saturday go?
Saturday Lakes. It was good. It was awesome. It was beautiful. It was cold in the morning. I had LJs on, aka Long Johns, and I was dying by probably like 10:30. It was super. It was perfect golf weather.
Was it a scramble?
Yeah. Yeah.
What'd you guys come in at?
I think we finished at 6. The winner was at like 10.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there's not, I mean, and not to put down like, the average Joe. There's not very many good golfers in the EIU outing.
Oh yeah.
There's a
Well,
lot
they're there for other reasons.
there's a lot of good dudes, just
Yeah.
but no, the winning team I think it was same team that's won it maybe the last like 2 out of the last 3 years. Maybe the O'Neill brothers and 2 other guys I'm forgetting, but they have a good squad. They're all probably under a 12, under a 10. Yeah, so they're pretty good.
You guys play north or south?
So I was wrong. Played south.
Oh,
Which actually I enjoy more than the north.
South. You start off with a par 5, or is that north? You start off with a par 5.
So north, you start off with par 5.
Okay.
I just think south is a little bit tighter. There's more trees. Like there's more to the course.
Yeah.
I feel like north is kind of more just like wide open.
That's true.
Yeah, I mean, good day all around. We had fun, made some birdies. We bogeyed a hole.
Oh, that's never good.
No, it was not good at all.
Which hole is that?
I don't even remember. I think it was like, well, we started on, I think 3, and I want to say it was like, I don't know, maybe 8 or 9, somewhere in that ballpark. I mean, yeah, it wasn't good, but no, really
The
good.
question is, were you better off the tee with your training?
So off the tee, I kind of resorted back to, because I didn't want to mess with anything that was going on.
Mhm.
So I kind of resorted back to just like my normal little cut, but there was a couple holes that I did play a draw where I felt more like, hunched over / more of a C posture instead of an S curve, but and it felt good, but I didn't really mess around with it on my irons. I didn't have the trust to do it.
Yep.
No, not yet. I mean, we're still very, very early in the game here. So, I mean, especially at the end of the year, I mean, we got what, like I said, maybe I'll get out 1 or 2 more times, and then that's when I'll change everything.
Yep. In the laboratory, in your garage right there.
Yeah, in the lab. Hopefully be in the fairway majority of the time, but we'll see.
Nice.
You got to put a simulator in your garage.
I know. I was joking about that. Shane was over on Saturday, and we're going over what we need to do in order to get one in here. So that might be a little winter project.
I should start a CGT consulting.
You should.
I've had
we got Gavin.
so
Potentially.
Gavin, yep.
There you go.
Matt Chernowski has stopped over here in the last like 2 months to scope out, the details and the screen and how I lifted the rafters. And
right.
I went over to Matt Leahy's like a month ago to pretty much look at his space and what he should be doing. Speaking of, did you see our Twitter or IG?
Oh, yeah, his little golf trip.
His golf trip was ridiculous.
Yeah, I was quite jealous of that one.
He played 36. So he played 36 a day for I think 5 or 6 days straight.
My hands would have been done.
They played, I think, Pebble twice, Spyglass twice, Poppy Hills, like Spanish Bay. I mean, yeah, these aren't like just, yeah, this is, I told him, like, you know, this is like a once in a lifetime kind of thing, right? And he's like, yeah,
I'd say.
yeah. So he came home. Well, so he texted me like 2 days after he got home, and I'm like, how are you even thinking about golf right now? I'm like, aren't you golfed out? And he's like, yeah, but you know, he wants to get it in before you know, the winter's here. But
Oh yeah.
there's a bunch of guys that have reached out over the years and have asked.
See, it feels like it's more feasible now. You know, you just don't have to go with obviously TrackMan or something like that. There's more cost effective things out there.
Know what I should do? Honestly, I should contact Skytrack, who I have, and be like, hey, this is what we're doing. How about a discount for the boys? Seriously.
Oh, I'm sure you could. I
Man,
mean, Shane was talking about getting one too. So
I'm telling you, Skytrack is awesome. It's within 4 yards. It's considered commercial, and it's on the low end of commercial. I tell everybody, if you're somewhat handy, you could do it yourself and be all in for $3K, which is very reasonable.
oh yeah, of course.
And then I always tell guys, like, listen, you're going to use it for the first year a lot. And then after that, you know, you'll start to see a little bit of a decline. But if you're just looking to stay loose over the winter, hit shots, kind of dial in your irons, your wedges, it's perfect.
Well, I mean, if you think about it, these indoor places, you know, they charge easily 30, $40 for what, 18,
Yep.
you know, it's like, and how many times you go do that, but you can put it in your garage and do it every day if you wanted to, or
Yep.
not.
Right. And that's the biggest part, is the convenience factor.
Yeah.
You know, we have a Thursday night golf league here in the wintertime, as you know.
Yep.
Just an excuse to get together and we play a skins game. It's awesome. We have a giant whiteboard that, you know, acts as a scorecard. Like I said, it's awesome. I mean, there's 30 different courses you could play. It's so worth it. It's, if you're in the market, if any of you guys are on the fence, just do it. You'll be happy.
Just stop by Tom's house.
Just-
He'll gladly have you.
Yeah.
Show you everything.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, it's great. But yeah, I'm gonna try to get out this Saturday, and I think that's a wrap, man.
Yeah.
Next week does not look
40s. Looks like it's all 40s.
Yeah, we're on the back end here.
Yeah.
Hard. No, yeah. So I think tomorrow is gonna be pretty good with obviously episode 2 comes out tomorrow, but I think the uproar that we're gonna see when Rob gets upset losing Heritage Bluffs.
You know, I finally got over it.
I
And
felt,
then you just had to bring it back up.
well, I was watching it. I kind of felt sad. Like I was
You
dying.
should. You should.
I told my wife, she was sitting next to me. I go, he legit got mad.
You don't understand that course is an awesome hidden gem.
It is.
That's a fun course to play tournament golf on.
So speaking of the weather, speaking of playing golf, I know we've talked about this a little bit, but so the first annual or the inaugural CGT trip, what do you think about that?
Trip?
Buddy's trip. Yeah.
Oh yeah. 100%.
So
Got to do it.
well, I think we're gonna eventually end up doing it anyways. So and I've had guys ask me about it. It's a lot of work. Especially if we, you know, if we mustered up like a group of 30, that's an awful lot of logistics.
Yes.
Yeah. So I mean, is what it is. But I'm thinking February, maybe AZ. You love AZ.
Love AC.
Maybe Florida.
Have to go easy.
Yeah, but no. So we got to talk a little bit about some changes for next year. I know we talked about this last episode, but we didn't really dive deep into it.
Sure.
So for, new guys listening, we are going to be doing cross tour testing next year. Rob mentioned it last week when we talked about, Heritage Bluffs, but to dive a little bit more deeper into that. So pretty much what we mean by that is if you have a buddy, say you're on the South Side tour and you have a buddy that's on the North Side tour, and you see a couple tracks on his schedule and you're like, man, I really want to go check out those tracks. Let me know when you play. Well, now you can. So you can go play those tracks with your buddy on the North Side tour, and you'll be able to attest to his score so that it goes towards official scoring and vice versa. So,
right.
Yeah. So, South guys could play with North could play with West. They could all play together.
Which is awesome. Because like, for instance, I'd love to play the McRae.
Yeah.
And so I'm just putting it out there right now for any Northsiders. If you need someone to test next season,
Rob's your guy.
I'm your man.
So, dude, I know it's hard because we're both, you're in the West, I'm in the South, and, we both have kids. So it's hard to get up to a track up North, but
right.
I'm telling you, man, some of their courses, a majority of their courses are like a step above public, I think.
Yeah. I mean, up there, yes. Even looking at their websites, the pictures and everything, but I've been at weddings at McRae and stuff like that, and I've always wanted to play that, and they just look beautiful out there. So
yeah,
I think the whole crossing testing that's pretty cool. I think it's going to be fun for a lot of guys.
Yep. That, and then probably the biggest by far change we have coming in 2022 is the E-Flight.
Yes.
That's the plus 18 handicaps are now going to have a chance to play at their normal handicap, but all E-Flight members will compete against E-Flight members, right? So they have separate payouts and point system, and then the A, B, C, and D flights will operate as they did in 2021.
Right.
So basically we're opening it up to 18 plus handicaps. You'll play at your full handicap, but you'll play with you'll play against other E-Flight members. You're still more than welcome to play with whoever you want on tour. Actually, I had a guy email me today, pretty good question, interested in joining next year. He asked about flights, the ranges, and then he also asked about if you have to play with somebody that's in your flight. And I said no, as long as they're a CGT member, that's all that really matters.
Right.
I told him right. So
no, that's good. I think that's awesome. For the West and the North, depending on how many people we have, obviously there's always going to be that flight for the 18 plus cappers. Not necessarily has to be the E-Flight, what I'm getting at, but there's that option for every tour,
Right. Yeah, true. Good point. I just assumed, we are going to grow in the North and the West. I'm assuming we'll have a D flight, but that's a good point.
I agree.
Yeah, that is a good point.
But it is exciting because, anybody and everybody can golf now and, have a chance. So.
Right. And we're going to work it out to where, as a small percentage of total members, that would be put aside towards, the E-Flight to kind of build up, the excitement, the purse, the points, everything like that. So we'll make it just as, the tour last year, just as exciting, competitive.
Yeah.
But that was a big ask from the responses we got. So, again, we're looking to, that's why we put them out, is to get that positive feedback, get everybody else's perspective. Obviously, this was an idea that we rolled out. We definitely put a ton of work into it, and I think we molded it to where we want it to be, and we're definitely on track. But it's also good to see, from a different set of eyes,
Right.
the player side, to get that feedback and see what else we could do. So
Yeah, I mean, obviously, we just want to make it the most enjoyable for people, and
Right.
they have a good time. And I think if we level the playing field more for people, it's a good thing.
Right. Yeah, that's probably the two biggest by far. Another ad in 2022. This is also a monster one, but this is probably geared towards maybe guys that play a little bit more than the standard guy. But we're going to be offering a Players Club membership in 2022.
Yep.
So what that means is essentially we're going to be turning semi-private, in so many words, to where we're going to be able to offer X amount of courses, and we're thinking for the first year 5 or 6 from each tour, right? So collectively 15 to 18, 15 to 20, somewhere in that ballpark.
That's the goal.
Yeah, and we're going to have an upfront fee, and then we're also going to offer a monthly subscription fee. And basically, you book directly with that course. You show up, no greens fee, no cart fee. You go play, and that's it. Obviously, there's going to be some time frames and things of that nature, and certain windows, but you're not going to find anything out there, in terms of having the ability to play on tour, a players club membership. Price point wise, I'm saying you're not going to find anything out there.
Right.
So what we think we could do in 2022. So that's going to be huge.
Well, I mean, I saw it when we talked about the championships. People are excited about it. So
yeah. And we're hoping, with the schedules that we have, if we could pull 5 or 6 courses from each one of those schedules, it'll be a pretty good setup for a lot of people to be able to play, those 15, 20 tracks for essentially a one-time deal. And then also what comes with that is a lot of value. So not only the discounted rate, huge discounted rate that you'd be getting at the course, but you'd have access to our new e-commerce, which is going to be taking place on our website with clubs. You're going to have a special discount on CGT apparel. So you're going to have access to a lot of things that just the normal tour membership, would get you. I would compare it to going to the club. You go to the club and there's a VIP section. So the VIP section is essentially the Players Club membership. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be,
I think, especially for those weekend warriors and all those guys that like to golf a lot, it's going to be very beneficial.
Yeah.
Make it easier on them too.
Yeah. And then we're working on something right now that would be tailored to everybody. Instead of just getting you guys the 2-week discount during the event, we're trying to get a CGT wide discount for that course for the entire year. So it would almost be like the poor man's membership.
Yeah.
To where, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
If you think about it like that, because if you have access to all those tracks and you're getting the discounted rate, it's very similar. It's like a tiered off players membership.
Yep.
So we're trying to pull that. So just not during the 2 weeks. We're trying to get it all year round for you guys at those courses. So yeah, we're
doing some grinding this off season.
Yeah, dude. It's right now. It's crazy. Like I bet a lot of people wouldn't think our busy time is now, and unfortunately, it is in like the next month. we're obviously pretty busy during the year, especially registration. But believe it or not, like right now is the time we start to contact these courses, negotiate rates. I mean, some courses that we have really good relationships with, we pretty much have already told them, hey, we'll see you in 2022. And, that's not really a big deal. But the newer courses that we're going after, the ones that we've been scouting, that's when it gets, like a cat and mouse game. A lot of these guys, a lot of the GMs, head pros, assistant pros, as soon as the year's over, they're pretty burnt out. The last thing they want to do is talk about a bunch of, schmucks coming out next year to play their course. They're like, yeah, we'll circle back, after the new year.
Right.
A lot of them go on vacation. So a lot of them go down to like Florida and they're gone for, a couple months. So
Right.
trying to get in touch with these guys is sometimes it's pretty difficult. So if any of you guys have connections to, any good tracks in the area, or, I definitely remember talking to some guys at the championship who mentioned they do have some connections at courses. Feel free, to reach out to us. Let us know, put us in contact, and, I'm sure we can work something out. So,
Sure.
yeah, but as far as what's new in 20, there's a bunch of other little minor things having to do with the player handbook and the process in which, you post scores or things of that nature that we're looking to switch up.
Yeah, we're just trying to make everything a little bit more easier.
Yeah.
More flows better. So
Right.
we're working with Leaderboard King and all that stuff. So
more streamlined.
yeah.
Speaking of that, so that's another new one. We're adding the Slack chat feature.
Yes.
Yeah, we're integrating that. Some guys are familiar with that from other golf forums, podcasts, stuff like that. It's awesome. You'll be able to target specific tours, verbiage, things like that. Stay in touch with your specific tour. You could also follow the other tours through channels.
Yep.
It's pretty cool, man.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet with the hashtags and everything.
Yeah, it just makes it super easy to follow specific conversations that, like, for instance, if you can only play Thursday, you could literally type in October, whatever, Thursday, and then you could see if anybody's talked about it.
That's a great, I mean, that's the huge point right there, is it to make it easier for people to find people to play with,
Right.
We're still going to have the calendar option on the site as always, just for visual, but the Slack thing helps with, direct contact with said player to figure out if you can play or not.
Correct. Correct. Because sometimes, emails take a couple days.
Yep.
This is just a much more faster way to get in touch with people. And then you could ultimately DM people and, get in contact with them that way. Branch off, start kind of your own little group chats and stuff like that, so that you guys could play all year. It's awesome. So yeah, that's another new feature. We got a lot of new stuff.
Yeah, when you put it that way.
Well, there's actually a lot more, but
we could save that stuff for down the road, though.
Yeah, true. We could slowly we got to save something for around Christmas time.
Right.
Yeah. I usually.
I mean, Christmas time, we could talk about what new clubs everybody's going to get.
That's true. Well, speaking of, I don't know if we'll have it up by then, but the raffle should be back up, the CGT raffle. So let's touch base there.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of guys don't know about it. Essentially, if you're a lottery ticket guy, you like raffles, you like anything that do with, risking 20 to win a new set of irons.
$20 to win a new Scotty Cameron.
Yeah, the CGT raffle is right up your alley. Actually, in the outing on Saturday, do you know Kevin McCann?
No, I do not.
Okay, so he's a good dude, Copper, good friend of mine. He's got the nicest bag there, and most of it came from the CGT raffle. He won, I think, a new set of Titleist irons, and then I think he also won a driver or maybe wedges. I forget, but he doesn't play a ton. Just plays in like casual outings. Maybe gets out.
Oh, he was $60 in on a $1,000 plus bag.
Don't get me wrong. He got in pretty much every raffle. So
Yeah.
he was a very good, supporter of the raffle. But
Gotcha.
even when, back in the day when we would be, maybe at the bar too late, the guy, if we played, he was one of those guys, if we played ship captain crew or any type of late night game,
Mhm.
he always walked out with everything pretty much.
Oh, so he's got a horseshoe.
He's got a horseshoe up his ass. Yes.
There you go.
Yeah. But no. So going back to the CGT raffle, that's on Facebook. But what I think we're going to do is bring it to our website, and kind of move it from Facebook to our website and figure out a way to do it from there. We'll probably still do it live from Facebook, but have, all of the info on our website. So that will probably be, in what's new, or an email sent out the next couple weeks, letting everybody, know about that.
Yep.
And then going back, if we have our clubs available, the stuff that we're going to be selling, and it's legal, we have our business license. We're allowed to sell clubs and balls and stuff like that online. So don't feel like you're doing anything wrong there. But that's just something else, we're going to be able to offer. And if we can get that up by Christmas, that would be awesome. It's a big ask, but it ultimately depends on inventory.
Yeah.
I know that's been pretty rough right now. I talked to our guys over at White Mountain, and some stuff for next year, man, he said is not looking good.
It's probably all sitting on the ocean still.
Yeah. Speaking of White Mountain, quick White Mountain plug. If anybody, especially on the South Side tour, if you guys aren't going to White Mountain, you're losing money. Basically, they're 10% cheaper than any big box store, Dick's, Golf Galaxy, and that's legit. They've been in business 33 years. Brian is awesome. He runs the place. Roger is the master magician fitter. He gets you dialed in. They got me dialed in with my bag. They're just really good dudes. They're no bullshit. That's kind of, why they've been there 33 years. They're not just going to try to sell you on some shit you don't need. They have TrackMan there. They're really numbers based. They're really analytical. So go to White Mountain.
There you go.
Basically.
Right from Tom.
So yeah, man, we have a ton planned for 2022. Those are a lot of the changes we have, obviously a lot more that you and I discussed, and, minor things, but just ultimately will make, next year that much better.
Yep.
So we're really looking forward to that. And then, as always, are you ready for my top three?
Oh yeah, bring it. Let's do it.
Have you thought about it at all?
What you're gonna say? No.
No?
I have no clue where you're gonna go, and I'm kind of worried because after catching you off guard last week, I don't know where you're gonna go.
This one's not like anything crazy. It's going to take a little bit of thought.
Okay.
But I want to know what Rob's top three favorite turn snacks or food items on the golf course are.
Oh, I like that. I did think about that the other week, trying to come up with your question. Top three snacks. Well, you can never, ever go wrong with a hot dog at a golf course.
Is that in your one hole?
I would have to say. I don't think I've ever had a bad hot dog at a golf course. And
I've had bad dogs.
What?
You've never had a bad hot dog at a golf course?
Will you get them at Marquette Park?
Again, man, what this guy?
Jesus. No, well, okay. I personally, every course that I've been to that I got a hot dog at, I haven't had a bad hot dog. and they seem to taste a little bit better. Maybe that's because I'm golfing and not having to deal with kids or anything like that. But hot dog would have to be. I put that as number 2.
Wait,
Man,
the hot dog just moved into the 2-hole.
it was never in the 1 hole, but I'm just saying that's unless I did say it was 1 hole, but no, I put it at 2. My big thing is Nature Valley peanut butter crunch granola bar.
Okay.
That's always good at the turn.
Yeah, especially when a quarter of it is on your chest after eating it.
Or in the beard.
Yeah.
Save it for later.
Dude, they're awesome. They're just the pain in the ass to eat.
Yeah. Well, but they're good.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
They're good.
And it I'll go with probably not the fan favorite, but I'm a big Honeycrisp apple and a banana guy too on the course.
Yikes. I mean, you could have said, this is what I eat in the car on the way to the course.
Gotta get out. And then liquid IV. That's good.
Wait. This is the top 3, not the top 4.
All right. Well,
okay. So
you're just talking out loud here. You got my mind going.
Well, I'm coming in hot after you brought up Marquette Park. I gotta represent the Southside Tour here.
There you go. Well, hey, I played Rita at Marquette Park, so I've been there. I just never got a hot dog there.
Dude, actually, I don't know if I've ever had a hot dog there either, but there's tons of hot dog and taco carts right over there. So I'm sure they're probably fire.
All right. So then what's your top 3?
So hold on. Let's recap. Your 3-hole.
All right. I'll go banana apple for 3, hot dog for 2, and a good old Nature Valley peanut butter crunch bar for the old number 1 spot. But mind you, I like to play at like 6 a.m. So I'm more of a breakfast guy, breakfast food when playing.
Yeah. And I probably should have declared beforehand that you could throw a beverage in there, but I mean, I think you got it because you tried to at the end there.
Yeah.
just throwing that out there. I would have to go number 3 hole is a cold Snickers.
Oh, damn it. You know what? Oh, that's what it used to be.
You don't think I've thought about this for a while?
Oh, no. Yeah. It's either, when I worked at Pawpaw, the golf course over the summer, that was always, you freeze a Snickers and you freeze peanut butter cups.
Yep.
And that was, oh man.
Yep.
Great pull right there.
Yeah.
Great pull.
On a hot summer day, a cold Snickers it's awesome.
Oh yeah.
Number 2, I would this might be like cliche or whatever. I'm going to say an ice cold Gatorade. With
or without little Tito's?
Yeah, you could. Yeah, whatever. I usually just get a cup of ice just for the Gatorade.
There you go.
Just a nice quencher. Again, hot summer day. Usually take down a couple 2-tree Gatorades.
Dude, that's how your brother was with Chris Schwartz. He had like 3 Red Bulls.
Yeah, he's a big sugar-free Red Bull guy. He mixes that with Gatorade and water and some other concoctions. And then, the 1-hole traditional, got to go with the hot dog.
There you go. Okay.
Got to go with the hot dog. So you technically have never had a bad hot dog before, which is complete bullshit. What's your favorite hot dog? Do you know that at least?
Yeah, well, Papa Golf Club, they have those big jumbo hot dogs at the gazebo. It's just perfect.
Okay. So are you more, I'm more of like I call them baseball hot dogs. So I like when they're almost like soft inside tinfoil for like a half hour, just like steaming, where they pretty much like just dissolve in your mouth.
Like they're mush?
Not mush. So let's clarify that. I don't like it hard.
You're talking about how like when you're at grade school when you got the hot lunches and it was hot dog day and they sat in the tinfoil.
I don't know, because we weren't hot lunch people.
Mm.
Yeah. CT used to, God bless her. we were brown bag, folded perfectly, one staple in each corner in huge black Sharpie, Tom. Like that's where I get my OCD from.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. But no, I just like a good steam to the overall product.
Yeah, I take a steam over a grilled hot dog any day.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Who's got a really good dog? I would probably have to say Silver Lakes has a good dog.
Do they? Well, so that's funny that you bring up the hot dog because Vince, who plays on the West Side Tour next year, wants to implement a hot dog review for every golf course that we play. Just a heads up.
I love it.
So look out for that one. He wants to bring that to the tour.
Like he wants to review it himself.
Yeah. So his thought, and I got a kick out of it. He's going to have a hot dog at every course that we play on tour.
Mhm.
He would like to jump on the podcast and give a review of said hot dog, or put something on the site about how he feels about how the hot dogs were.
I'm in on that. A
Yeah.
1,000%.
There you go.
Yeah. So we'll have Vinny, the hot dog guy.
There you go.
Yeah. I'm all
He'll be excited. He'll be excited when he hears this.
No. Oh yeah. I mean, I love that. I'm a big foodie. I'm sure you are as well. Looking at your
I mean,
stature.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, I would say 80% of the time I play, I'm getting hot. Even if if I make the turn at like 8:30 in the morning, I'm still getting a hot dog.
Still getting a hot dog, huh?
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Because then I get hangry and then I gotta go to the 3-hole and get my Snickers. So it's all a process, man. But
I mean, I'll make sure if we play, I have plenty of snacks in the bag for you.
Yeah, until next time. Stay tuned there, folks. And Rob, we'll see you in the fairway.
See you in the fairway, Tom.